It's September 1st. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com, presented by Mungenast St. Louis Acura and Royal Banks of Missouri. And Rammer, it took us all the way until the final month of the season. For the first time, we are doing a show in between doubleheaders. In between games of a doubleheader. We have not done this yet.
It's the first show that we're aware of that a hurricane changed our schedule too.
Right. Very, very true. Yeah. So we did the show yesterday early in the morning, and then the game got postponed. So why bother going and doing the exact same show again this morning? We figured we would try to make it work at some point between the two games, and our schedules aligned perfectly about 45 minutes before first pitch of game two. And Rammer, the Cardinals could be a half game out of a playoff spot by the time we go to bed tonight.
Boy, there's a number of things to discuss, and they did it a lot on the broadcasts, both broadcasts today. But with all the good players the Reds have, the statistics don't lie. Without Winker in the two-hole, they are a completely different offensive ball club. That doesn't mean they're not going to score 10 runs in this second game, but over the course of time since Winker's been out, it's undeniable what he means to that lineup. Two, who would have guessed? You might have thought if you had to bet money, one of the starting pitchers today was going to blow up, but that both pitchers were just throwing meatballs up there, and both teams just came out ambushing these guys. But to Michaelis's credit, he got a little dinked and dunked and end of the bat kind of stuff, which was his final line wasn't really indicative. He was throwing better than that, but Mike Schilt didn't wait. Mike made the right moves with the right guys in the bullpen today.
And I wonder, because he pulled him out pretty early in the game, I wonder if any of that had to do with the fact that it's a 7-inning game. It's managed so much differently because 3 or 4 innings in a 7-inning game looks a lot different than 3 or 4 innings in a 9-inning game. So being able to shorten the game has both managers looking at it a lot different in those situations. And you also saw the managers decide too that yesterday's matchup was supposed to be Miles Michaelis against Sonny Gray. Instead, you saw them switch it around, but you're going to see different pitching matchups. So you saw Michaelis against Wade Miley in the first game, and in the game that starts at 5:40 this evening, you're going to get J.A. Happ against Sonny Gray. So the pitching matchups are different than what we expected when we did the show yesterday. Yeah,
and I'll tell you, the offense, when these guys get going, they're fun to watch. It's just a shame that it's few and far between. Once or twice a week, they look great. Today, hammering first pitches, ambushing, weak breaking balls, bombs away. Bader was hitting. I mean, when things start to click, it's fun, but the reality is they just don't have the team to do it consistently. But here's the key. Can you do it more consistently for 1 month? That's all you got to do for 1 month.
It was crazy. I saw Derek Gold tweet this stat out at one point through two times through the lineup. The first 18 batters of the game, the Cardinals were 12 for 18 at one point in the game. And double plays, pickoff, stuff like that factored in to them getting outs on the bases. But that is, when you think about that is a crazy stat to just look when you just see it. When it's presented to you that way, it's crazy to see. But for the second time now in a week, we saw Paul Goldschmidt put this team on his back and carry them to another victory. 2 more home runs in the game today. And I tweeted it out. I am still waiting. We were promised. It feels like 5 or 6 weeks ago, Rammer, we were promised that at some point this year, Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado were going to be hot at the same time. Paul Goldschmidt is red hot right now. Where's Nolan? I need that to come from him. And if that happens, the Cardinals might be in first place by the end of this week. I should say in a playoff spot. In a playoff spot by the end of this week.
I knew what you meant. And the other thing too is the Reds can be scary. We already mentioned they're not as scary. And Dan McLaughlin and Brad Thompson aptly pointed it out multiple times. The Red base was horrific today. I mean, terrible base running. It really changed the game.
Oh yeah. That and now we, to tonight's game, we do have lineups for you for the game this evening. 5:40 start time as the Cardinals are going for the sweep of this series. They're not holding back at all. Tommy Edman leading off, playing second base. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Tyler O'Neill in left. Nolan Arenado at third. Dylan Carlson is right. Yadier Molina behind the plate. Paul DeJong at short. Bader in center field. And Happ is on the mound. For the Reds, Jonathan India leads off at second base. Tyler Stevenson behind the plate. Nick Castellanos in right. Votto at first. Eugenio Suarez at third. Kyle Farmer at short. Aristides Esquino is in left. Delino DeShields, the newly acquired Delino DeShields, is in center field for the Reds, and Sonny Gray is on the mound. So, when I say that Mike Schultz not holding back at all, when you look at the Cardinals bench, I don't know what kind of lineup they would throw out there these days that would be kind of a off day for guys, kind of waving the white flag.
Well, Rondon,
outside of maybe
Rondon could go in and play third. Newt Barr could have played earlier today. Those
Carpenter
kinds of
didn't start either game. That's I guess kind of one of the things you look at is that his starts, his appearances have just kind of gone cold here lately.
I wonder if he would have started this second game against Gray, except that Bader looks like he's locked in again.
And then Edman to the outfield then with Carpenter at second?
Well, no, I'm saying with Newt Barr versus Bader, that if Bader is looking locked in, that otherwise, if he hadn't done much in the last couple of days, you would maybe have thought about Newt Barr against Gray. I'm curious, but if Bader can produce with the bat, happy to have him in the lineup.
Yeah, he hit a home run earlier in the game, in the first game. So now
and
they
another
turn
hit
it back around, and we have we have the night game tonight. No need to scoreboard watch. The Reds are there. The Reds are right in front of you. If you really do care to see it, the Padres started at 2:40 this afternoon. Rammer, I haven't looked at an update to see what the Padres
I think
are
they
doing.
lost.
Do you have it?
What? Did they lose? Is it too? We'll have to look. I don't know. I'm just telling you. Here's the team.
That here real quick. The Padres are down 6-1 right now in the bottom of the sixth.
I've mentioned it a couple of times between this and the Keith Costas podcast, which we'll have for everybody on Friday. I mentioned it. I remember a couple of times early on when I did it, you kind of gave me the raised eyebrow. The team to beat is the Phillies. Schedule's very favorable for them. They've got none of these teams have a great lineup up and down except the Padres, who aren't performing. The other three teams have flawed lineups. Phillies do too, but their top four guys are all hitting now.
Yeah, I saw a stat earlier today. Leader in OPS in the National League, Bryce Harper. One of those you just kind of he seems like he's gone under the radar this year for a name as big as Bryce Harper is. I'd have to look at their schedule to see what they have coming up this final month of the season.
They've got a pretty favorable schedule. Do not sleep on Philadelphia.
The Rammer, before we get to our hats for the game today, quick word from Royal Banks.
Quickly, Royal Banks, of course, is there for you, no matter what your banking needs are, everything from a new checking account, perhaps a new mortgage, even, and don't forget about this, a great opportunity for you, home equity credit line. It's an unbelievable deal. You got to check it out. Easy to do. 314-212-1500 or go online to royalbanksofmo.com. Royal Banks, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Rammer, you and I for the second time have very similar hats today. It looks like you have a Cincinnati Reds hat on.
But what's the color? The color
looks more of a I'm going to say crimson instead of a maroon.
Yeah, I would have said maroon, but I think crimson may be correct. This is the ball cap of a former Division I college team, the Centenary College Gentlemen out of Shreveport,
the gents
Louisiana.
And the ladies, yes.
I It had been done before. I did one of their banquets and thought I was hilarious. And I opened the banquet, ladies and gentlemen, crickets, just like you did. So it's been done. But I used to cover them when I was in Shreveport. They had a great legendary Hall of Fame coach, was a bird dog and a scout for the Astros for decades. Coach Farah. And I really enjoyed my time down there. Centenary College.
Most famous alum, former Boston Celtic, Robert Parrish.
Robert Parrish got him on probation.
Yeah, he they were a part of the Mid-Continental Conference when I played baseball at Western, so they were a part of our conference. As I remember going there and not having a clue what the Mid-Con was or where any of the schools in the conference were, because there we're in Macomb, Illinois, and we had Oakland in our conference, which is in Michigan, not California. Yeah, right? Michigan. Then you went all the way down to Louisiana, and then all the way west to southern Utah. So we were a little spread out.
Holy cow. That's some road trips.
It's not much better in 2021 if you look at where they play now, because now it's all the Dakotas are in the Summit League Conference, is what it's called now. Rammer, I got a visor today, not a hat. This from my mom's collection, one of the many pieces of memorabilia that she has just given me. There are still many that she's holding on to, but I don't know where she got them from, but they are autographed by members of the Cincinnati Reds. There
Ray Knight.
Ray Knight. This one sucks. Right there, you can't see it. You can see maybe the little scribbles. Pete Rose.
Oh, no.
But you
That's
can't
cool,
see
except
it.
that it's faded.
So it's useless. It's useless. But I thought I would bust that out before the end of the Red series today.
Very
Rammer,
nice.
We will end with the show today. As you mentioned, you and Keith Costas doing the show tomorrow. Cardinals with an off day today.
Keith and I on Friday. Keith Costas podcast Friday.
That's right. Today is only Wednesday. You guys will do it on Friday. For Bob Ramsey, I am Joe Roderick. You have been watching Daily Cards Live, presented by Mungenast, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri, right here on ClaimsOnline.com.
St. Louis Acura is excited to announce the opening of our newly remodeled service lounge. We sell pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models and take pride in servicing what we sell. We offer free pickup and delivery service and a complimentary car wash and vacuum with every service. We also have a full-service reconditioning shop on site that can repair dents, bumpers, and wheels. As the nation's only 29-time Acura Precision Team winner for customer satisfaction, we work every day to make St. Louis Acura better than ever for you.